I overheard my girlfriend, Jenna, 28, making fun of me pretty brutally to her best friend, Dylan, 27. When I say brutally, I mean it. Jenna and I have been together for 2 years and a little over. I'm a veterinarian, and we met at my office. She had just moved to the city and brought her dog in for an ear infection. We started talking, and what should have been a 15-minute appointment turned into an hour-long conversation. We ended up talking for over an hour. I'd never been so taken with a woman before. Before Jenna, I was used to the single life. I was even starting to think I'd just end up staying single forever. I wasn't a fan of the casual flings I was seeing. Jenna is a charismatic woman with a lot of friends. Her best friend is a guy named Dylan. She knew him in her old town. I trust Jenna, but I'd be lying if I said her relationship with I'm not bothered by it at all. I don't get angry with her or fight about it. She's reassured me that they've been friends their whole lives and have never had any sexual relationship. I'm secure and I'm not insane, so I accept that they are friends and have tried to buddy up with him as well. He has visited the city 3 times. He's a cool guy, but he does not seem to like me much. Jenna says I think it's more jealousy than protectiveness. Jenna just finished grad school this spring, but she's had a really tough time finding a job. We've lived together for a year, and I've been understanding that she can't help pay rent, etc. right now. I'm very financially secure, so it isn't an issue. However, I am careful not to become a reason for her to not get a job and have her own financial independence. I just think it's important for everyone to have this sort of independence. I've let her know that she just needs to start paying half of the expenses once she secures a job. She texted me at work on Monday to tell me she got a job. It's a job she really wanted and had to go through some pretty grueling interviews to get. I was so happy and proud of her that I decided to leave the rest. I had a great day at the office. I took the day off early and didn't tell Jenna. I got her favorite booze, Chinese takeout, and flowers. I also got her a necklace from a store I saw her at a couple of weeks ago. It has a shark on it, which she loves. I'd hidden it in the basement and figured I'd give it to her. I surprised her with tea after she'd forgotten about it in the store. I got home and came in the side entrance to the basement to get the necklace. I came up the basement steps and opened the door. I could hear her talking on the phone. I didn't stop to listen, but I heard her laughing uncontrollably. It was pretty cute, so I figured I'd wait for her to get off the phone. Before I surprised her, she was talking to Dylan. They hadn't seen each other in a while, but they talked at least once a week. Then I heard what they were laughing about. Took me a few minutes to realize that she was laughing about our sex life. She said something about how no one can compare to XBF. XBF had at least 3 Ines on him. I feel bad every time I eat a baby carrot around him because it must be traumatic to see me chomping down on something. It's the same size as him, which would almost be cute if it didn't suck so much. His body is amazing as long as he keeps his boxers on. Lots of laughter. So, I don't really care what people on Reddit think about the size of my member. But I do think it's important to say that what she was making fun of wasn't even true, which in my opinion makes it even more hurtful. I mean, I don't know about my boyfriend is average-sized, and I'm just your average guy. I'm not going to exaggerate my size, but it's nothing to be ashamed of. I've never been self-conscious about it, but it was hurtful to hear her criticize me in front of someone I know. She also made fun of me for being attractive, but not overly so. I'm actually highly educated, so this isn't even remotely a concern of mine. I know I'm smart, gorgeous, and super smart with an average-sized penis. Thanks very much. I left after that. Did I throw the flowers out of my car window? Yes. Did I cry in a parking lot? Yes. I think she may have heard the basement door close. Maybe she even saw my car driving away because she started texting me pretty quickly after I left, asking when I was coming home. It was Monday, and I haven't brought it up yet. I'm still processing everything. It's embarrassing and hurtful, but I love this girl. I'm not saying I'm going to forgive her, but I want to stress how hard this whole thing is for me. I know I need to bring it up to her, but I don't know how to start the conversation. I'm extremely hurt, and I don't know if I can forgive her for this. My girlfriend made fun of me with her male friend about our sex life / my penis. It was pretty hurtful stuff. I feel like a puppy that just got kicked in the face. Joking aside, I'm devastated. I was planning to propose in the next few months, but I don't see how I can even forgive her and stay with her. Edit. Wow, hey, thanks, everyone. I just wanted to add that I definitely will be breaking up with Jenna. I had a beer with 3 friends tonight and they agreed with you. My mom knows everything. I told her everything, even the embarrassing stuff. She's pretty close to me and I wanted to tell her the whole story. She was pretty angry. She knew I bought a ring for Jenna. I'll post an update after I do it. It'll probably be tomorrow, but it might take a couple days. I'll be posting in a few days to give you all a chance to digest this. I'm going to be pretty emotionally wrecked for a while, so I appreciate all the comments, messages of support, and encouragement. I didn't expect everyone to be rooting for me like this. I overheard my girlfriend, 28, making fun of me pretty brutally to her best friend, 27. When I say brutally, I mean brutally. Well, thank you, supportive Reddit strangers. I stayed strong and broke up with Jenna Thursday evening. It's been a pretty intense couple of days. I've been drained, and things got pretty ugly on her part. I apologize for the lengthy post. A lot happened at the suggestion of my friends, mother, brother, and many of you. I spoke with her in a private but still public place. The idea was that someone who can be so cruel and reveal herself as a liar is potentially capable of trying to turn things around on me and say that she left me because I hurt her or some other nonsense. I'd like to think she wouldn't do something like that, but you never know. Especially after everything that has happened, it's better to be safe than sorry. I thought about just boxing up her stuff and breaking things off with no explanation, but it has been over 2 years together. I decided the best thing to do is to confront her calmly and then hear her out. If she had an explanation, I wanted to hear it even if it didn't change my decision to break up with her. So I took her to a wine bar in the city center with small individual booths and half curtains. She's been very sweet since Monday, which makes me think she either felt guilty about being a jerk, B, thought I might have hurt her, or C, she just knew I'd been acting distant and was totally clueless as to why, so she dressed up really nice. Despite everything that has happened, I have to admit that she looked stunning. She was also very affectionate and kept making a lot of sexy comments. She made some pretty sexy comments about all the things she wanted to do to me later. Normally, my precious little baby carrot would have been thrilled by this. But given the circumstances, it was difficult to act normal. I had rehearsed what I was going to say to her over and over, so as soon as we sat down and got our wine, I started. I don't remember the exact words, but basically I said how much I love her. She's the only woman I've ever felt this strongly connected to. I've opened myself up to her completely and trusted her. I told her she's the only woman I've ever thought about marrying. I've gone ring shopping with her. I left out the part about how I already bought a ring. I've even imagined having children with her in the next few years. She kept interrupting me to say or to tell me how much she loves me, so I looked her in the eye and asked her point blank why. If she loved me so much, she'd made fun of me in front of Dylan. I have to say, her face said it all. As I expected, she denied at first, acting like she had no idea what I was talking about. She said that Dylan knows how much she loves me and that she'd never made fun of me to him. I just looked at her and said something like, "Come on." I confronted Jenna about what she'd said to Dylan. I told her I'd come home early on Monday and had a talk with her. It was pretty frustrating, but I kept my cool. I just told her that she and I both know she's lying and that what she said was unforgivable. I couldn't wrap my mind around why she would say things like that to anyone, let alone Dylan, especially because she was lying just to be able to rag on me. She still denied it and acted like it didn't happen. She said I was crazy. She said she loves me so much that she's not dissatisfied with our sex life and would never say she was complaining about my son's eyes and that she knows how smart and sweet I am. She said that's why she loves me. If I hadn't heard what she said to Dylan, I would have believed her. She deserves an Oscar for that performance. Some commenters asked if I was sure she was talking about me when I overheard her talking about her ex-BF and his cracking of a dick. She said my name when she was making the comparison. I'm pretty sure she was talking about me and lying to my face about it. I told her I'd drive us home and she could grab the essentials. She needed to get her dog, too. My brother and his girlfriend would be at the house. I wanted to make sure there were other people there to witness that I let her get her stuff and didn't do anything aggressive or destructive. I told her I'd pack the rest of her stuff up and leave it out for her to get whenever she could. She was in total disbelief that I was actually breaking up with her. She pleaded with me, but my mind was made up and I wasn't budging. It was hard not to cry in front of her, though, when she kept saying how much she wanted to be with me forever and that she had planned to be the mother of my children someday. I own my house, and since Jen, I haven't helped with expenses by paying any rent or utilities. I wasn't too concerned about kicking her out. She kept asking me what she was supposed to do and where she was supposed to sleep. I told her it wasn't really my problem anymore and that she has plenty of friends she can stay with until she gets her own place. Basically, all of the furniture and decor is mine. She just has clothes, toiletries, and other personal items to get out. She did a lot of damage to my house, and it cost me a lot of money. Then she started crying and saying that she didn't understand how I could do this to her. She said she thought I was a nice guy, which I told her I am. I even told her I'm a nice guy, which is why I didn't just throw her stuff on the front lawn, change the locks, and give her no explanation. But she kept digging the knife in even deeper. She said she didn't know why she told Dylan those things. She finally acknowledged it and said that maybe it's because Dylan brings out the best in her. She's able to laugh about things that would normally make her cry. I guess like my penis. I told her that it's really sad if what I heard was her at her best. It was petty, and usually I'm above making snide comments. But I told her that she can go back to her hometown and go live with Dylan or her 9-in-1 dick ex-boyfriend. It was pretty incredible to watch how fast those tears disappeared. Apparently, I don't know how to treat women. I'm a loser. My penis is tiny. I'm gonna be alone forever. She never really loved me. I was more like a friend, but she didn't want to hurt me, so she stayed with me. Makes sense. She would have said no if I'd proposed again. I'm a loser. She said my penis was a baby carrot. She also said I'd die alone. I told her I'd rather die alone than die married to a woman who is cruel and doesn't love or respect me. She started to scream. It was really loud. It was alarming. Then she left. She called me a disgusting pig. She also paid the bill and apologized to the waiter about the drama. I left. Jenna, I was just standing outside crying. I know what she did was horrible, and all the things she said just a few minutes earlier were horrible, but I still didn't like seeing her like that and didn't want to just leave her on the sidewalk. It's already pretty cold here in New England, so I told her to let me give her a ride back to the house so she could get her stuff, but that she needed to leave and go stay somewhere else as soon as she packed a bag. She agreed, and we didn't talk at all on the drive. It was pretty awkward. My brother and his wife were at the house when we got there. His wife stayed inside while Jenna got her stuff together, and my brother waited outside with me. That went by pretty uneventfully. She had a girlfriend come pick her up. I got my key back from her before she left. She texted me throughout the night, and the texts ranged from sorry to sad to angry to really angry, and back again. I didn't respond to any of her messages and only texted her yesterday morning to tell her that her stuff was on the porch and that she should come pick it up while I'm at work. I didn't hear from her all day until it was almost time for me to go home. She sent me a pretty nasty text, wishing me all kinds of ill will. I didn't answer. When I got home, I found a disaster zone. She had smashed everything. I don't know if she had made a spare key. At some point, she got into the house somehow. She destroyed it. She smashed stuff that's irreplaceable. She ripped up the furniture. She clogged 2 sinks and left the water running. She left my refrigerator open and threw food all over the kitchen. It was wrecked. The only considerate thing she did was lock my 2 dogs up in a bedroom. I guess so they didn't cut themselves on glass or eat. I have 2 vehicles. An SUV for work and an SUV for everyday use. I use the SUV for house calls and may have to bring a large or exotic animal into the vehicle to transport it to the clinic. I'd forgotten I'd given her a key to the SUV in case she ever had an emergency and needed to drive somewhere. I went out to check the car and she trashed the inside of it. She dumped flour all over the place. She also spilled tomato soup all over the inside of the car. It's just stuff, I suppose. What's more, she could do something so childish and awful on top of everything else. It's mind-blowing. Last weekend, I took her to a play. We went out with her and friends. We played Monopoly one night and made up our own drinking game with it. We hung out and watched Netflix. We made love several times. And this weekend, my house and vehicle are destroyed, and so am I. It's amazing how fast things change. Not mine, though. The best moment was ruined when I got really angry and ordered 25-pound bags of baby carrots and 100 pounds of baby carrots to her friend's place. They deliver within an hour. I got a lot of interesting and insulting texts from her that evening. It was petty, but the only regret I have about it is that it was a waste of food. Hopefully she donates them or cooks. Some of them were just so rude that I couldn't take it anymore. I blocked her last night after the nasty text messages just kept coming. I'm feeling pretty beaten down right now, and I've cried more than I have in a long time. It's obvious that I made the right choice. Jenna is clearly not emotionally stable or mature. She really is cruel, and I know I do deserve better. I have spent a lot of time since Monday thinking about myself as a partner and trying to figure out what could I think it's fair to say that I've led to her feeling resentful towards me. I'm going to be completely honest here. I work a lot. I try to make time for the people I love, and I try not to bring work home with me when I've had a bad day. But sometimes I do. I know this. Jenna and I have fought about it before. I've really tried to pace my days in a certain way so that I can get home at a reasonable time. I've tried to leave bad days at work as much as I can. Anyone who's a vet or has worked with one knows we're always on call for emergencies. Sometimes we have patients that we have to check on or stay with throughout the night. Taking time off can be challenging, but it's doable. My staff is incredible and can handle most situations. However, I still get a lot of calls or texts from them when I'm on vacation or off. I'm sure there have been times when Jenna felt my job came before hers. I guess I know there have been. She's told me as much in the past. I did try to make changes, but there's only so much I can do. As far as I can remember, I've never been mean to Jenna on purpose. I've had bad days and been grumpy or absent. We've had our share of disagreements and fights, but nothing unhealthy or excessive. I really thought we had a solid relationship and that we were both happy. I know I was. It's hard not to question myself and wonder if I really am a letdown or if I neglected her to the point that she felt unloved enough to act the way she did. I don't know, but I do know that no matter what she did, the way she put me down and the way she reacted to breaking up was way out of line. I didn't deserve that, and that's on her. Thanks for the support, Reddit. It's been great to read all the encouraging words and advice. It's time for me and my partner to find someone who appreciates us for who we are. TL Doctor, I ended things with Jenna on Thursday night. It didn't go well. She got aggressive and ended up destroying my house, car, and me. But I did it. It's over, and I've blocked her from my phone and social media. I also sent her a message saying, Edit. I did file a police report and took pictures, which I hope will help me recoup some of the money lost through insurance. I doubt anything will come of it since I can't prove it was her, and the same goes for trying to sue her in small claims court. I'd rather not deal with her anymore. I'm gonna hope that insurance will cover the damages and just move on with my life.